Okay, so Sherry and I have been friends for a long time, and for the most part, we see eye to eye on most things. However, we're not clones, and so we do have some differences, and some of these differences, basically the only ones that I know of actually, appear in our choice of equipment, other than the fact that we love classic equine. We both are so fortunate to get to help and talk about product development. We get to wear this stuff out at home, and we know, both of us, that it is tough as nails, and I would have nothing else but these things. And so, but now our choices of specific products differ a little bit.
So Dena and I have actually found something that we might disagree on, and it's our choice of cinches. I have used the Feather Flex cinch for several years. I love how it fits my horses. I can transfer it from horse to horse, and doesn't matter how sweaty they get, it's dry by the time I saddle the next one. I don't have to worry about fungus or bacteria preventing it. It helps do that. And I don't feel like I have to tighten my cinch quite as tight as I would on another cinch. And it doesn't give as much as another cinch. It's I just feel like it's soft against my horse, and they love it. Actually, they tell me they do. They did. I've won a lot of money in these Feather Flex cinches, though, so I really like them.
Okay, my preference on cinches is this alpaca mohair cinch. I really do like to keep the natural fibers close to my horse. I'm a little bit old school that way. I like that there's a little give in it, so that when I don't have to worry about galding them or anything like that. And this particular shape of cinch, I like the width better than the more narrow one, because I feel like it distributes the pressure more evenly, and so that I feel like it's a little bit more comfortable to them. And I know they make wool, comes in a lot of things, and so you can get it in straight wool or straight mohair, but I love this blend because it's got a little bit of a pattern, so I think it's kind of pretty to go with. There are two kind of splint boots that you can use. One of them is support and protection, and the other one is just protection. My husband's a calf roper, and he likes the leather ones that protect the horses from getting whacked. I prefer support and protection for my horses, which is why I use the Legacy System splint boot. It is designed to mimic the natural big ligament that's behind the horse's fetlock. This part of the Legacy System is cupped around that. It's the only boot on the market that does that, and it not just protects the horse from knocking up against himself with another foot, but it gives his fetlock some support when he's at full speed, which any of you that have seen horses running and watch slow motion, that part of a horse's leg takes a lot of abuse in competition runs, and it takes a lot on a racetrack. I feel like our barrel horses are really, really at risk, and so I like to protect them both from being whacked, and also give horses extra support for their ligaments on their fetlock.
I've used the Legacies for a long, long time, and I used to use the Polo Wraps. And I think with Polo Wraps, they have their place, and you really have to know how to put them on, and some can be unsafe at sometimes. But this is a lot simpler to put on your horse, and they do protect and support. And my big thing is the support, because if you can help your horse and prolong competing on them, I think you're way ahead of the game. And so I love how they give my horses the support that they need, and I love them.
I know it takes a little bit more time, but even if you're just going to practice and slow work, they may take a funny step. And so really, I feel like they need this every time I ride them out of the barn. I really do. And I do use these every day. I am a little bit of a fan in some cases of the Polo Wraps, but I will say you really need to educate yourself on those. And this is simple, and they are very easy to put on, so easy to put on. And I do like to stretch them. I stretch them around there, which makes me feel like, I don't feel like it, I know it, I'm getting tendon support with this as well as protection.
So I'll get test products all the time from Classic Equine, and they're always trying to improve and make things better, which is awesome. I'll put a product on and use it for a couple weeks, a couple months, whatever I need to really test it out and see how it's going to wear and tear, how my horse is going to like it, how I'm going to like it, and they are always trying to improve their products.
And we get our old things out sometimes. Get our old things out and discuss with them, okay, this is a year or two old, and what has held up or not held up on this particular product.
I used to be pretty plain when it came to my boots, and black was about the only color that I would pick. But what's really cool is all the new patterns and the colors that they have that you can play with. And I don't try to actually color coordinate with my horse, but it's fun to put the different colors on. We all know Stingray's boots were the cheetah, and I just think that was her, and everybody. I never competed on her without cheetah boots. One time, my boot bag got lost, and I didn't have her cheetah boots, and I had to compete, and I just thought that was the end of the world.
I know, and I'm with you. I love the colors that you can pick too. And I used to just wear white, which I still like white, but it gets dirty. But I love the fancy colors that you can get. And then I'll pick, like, my sorrel horse looks really good in this color.